Hey, I'm Justin, and I wanted to talk about something that I've always kind of had an issue with. And I feel like with me kind of talking myself through it, it'll not only help me out, but I might also be able to help other people who might be experiencing the same thing too. So what that is how do you stay productive when you're learning about filmmaking? So why do we learn to choose about filmmaking? It'd be nice if I could speak English. So why do we choose to learn about filmmaking in the first place? It might be because of that initial rush that we got when we made our first film, when we gathered in a few of our friends and we just had this idea on paper, maybe not even on paper, maybe just this idea in our minds at the time. And we just wanted to share this story with as many people as possible. So how do we keep that rush going? How do we not get burnt out on the entire process? And how do we continue making films, which is the best way to learn about filmmaking, is you have to actually go out and make films. I mean, you've probably heard that a million times. I've heard that a million times. Everybody who wants to do filmmaking has heard that a million times. Even if you're a little bit burnt out, I mean, that happens to everybody. But how do you continue pushing through that burnt out phase to continue making these films? It might sound a little bit counterproductive, but restrictions can really help the creative process. I know that a lot of times when I'm in a rut, it might be because I'm just so overwhelmed with, okay, I don't have any client work going on right now. I don't have anything in particular to shoot. I just need to think of an idea to go out and shoot. And the problem is that leaves the door completely wide open. There's so many different things to shoot, which you think would help. You know, having so many different choices of what story do you want to tell. It really does the opposite for me, where if I don't have something in particular to shoot, a specific idea, a specific type of video, use a specific effect, blah, blah, blah. If I don't have something to work with, then I don't even know where to start. Giving yourself restrictions can help you work through these, where it might be a time restriction, for instance, where maybe the video can only be a minute long or less, or a due date. If you go out and tell friends, close family, anyone, post it on Facebook even, I'm planning on working on this project, I'm filming on this date, I want to have the entire project done by this date, you know, like this time next week or something. You're going to feel a lot more obligated to actually follow through with that, rather than, you know, just make up excuses or, oh, I can't film this day because, you know, it's a little bit too sunny out and I wanted to film it on a cloudy day or whatever. Just go out and shoot. That's what I'm telling myself, by the way. Like, go out and shoot, Justin. Like, I'm telling this video to myself because I've been here so many times before where I just don't know what to film. There's just too many options out there. Or I'm afraid of failing. Give yourself restrictions. Give yourself a deadline. Give yourself a time restriction. Give yourself a specific topic that you have to film and you can't change it. Give yourself a specific effect that you have to use in the film. Give yourself anything. Decide and try to think to yourself, hey, I want to film something in 5 shots. I want to tell an entire story from beginning to middle to end in 5 shots. Try that out. If you're in a rut like this, don't try to go out and make, you know, a feature-length film that's going to take months and months and months to complete. Just focus on the next project. Just something small, something could be 5 shots, under a minute, just something small. Give yourself something to work with and roll with that. And don't try to change it up either, because then if you try to change it up once, you'll think to yourself, oh, well, this idea will, I think, be a little bit better, and this idea will even be better yet. No. Maybe just try to use a piece of music that you heard. Maybe you're just browsing through the internet and you heard this music and you thought, wow, that actually sounds really cool. I think that might be cool to use in a video. Challenge yourself. Try to use that music in a video. Try to revolve an entire plot around that music. Another reason that makes it really difficult for me to get out of these ruts once I get in them is I might have an idea in my mind, but I might think to myself, oh, I don't have the equipment yet. I don't have the type of lighting. I don't have the camera that I want to use for that particular story. If I had this stuff over here, then this story will be 10 times better. And so I'm just going to wait until I get this equipment over here. But the problem is, as soon as I put that story on hold, I find myself never coming back to it, which is an issue. So I have these stories that I want to tell that I just don't, because I think to myself, oh, well, if I do it with the stuff that I have, it's not going to turn out as good. You see, that way of thinking is too focused on the equipment itself. It should be focused on the story, it should be focused on trying to get the message of the story across, rather than what gear, what camera are you using, what lens are you using, what mic are you using, what lights are you using. That doesn't matter as much as the story does. So as long as you just go out and film with what you have, other equipment will come eventually. But you need to focus on getting out of this rut. Another thing that can hold me back sometimes is I'm afraid of making mistakes. I'm afraid of putting something out there to the world that just flat out isn't good. You know, I'm going to get a lot of people like, oh, this is the worst thing in the world, blah, 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 blah. The thing is, who cares about that? We're all learning here. We're all constantly making mistakes. If we didn't, we wouldn't be learning in the first place. We have to make mistakes to progress in our filmmaking efforts. You know what I mean? If you're scared to make a film because you think it's gonna turn out bad, that you don't have the experience that other people have, and blah, 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 none of that matters. Everyone makes bad films. Everyone makes bad videos. That's how we learn. And it's this constant process of making a film, realizing the mistakes, going back to the drawing board, making another film, making more mistakes, realizing those, trying to figure out how to fix those, go back to the drawing board and make another film. Nothing we do is going to be 100% perfect, because that's just not possible. But does that mean that we shouldn't make videos? Each film that we make is going to be better than the last because we have more experience. But you have to go out and make those mistakes in order to get that experience. Lastly, you have to put yourself in positions that allow you to get inspired. You have to watch other films, you have to watch music videos, you have to watch whatever it is that you get inspired by, that you want to make, that are just flat out good videos or films. Watch them, watch other people's, watch films and videos that were directed and shot by people with a lot of experience. Watch one shot by people with not a lot of experience. See what they did right, see what they did wrong, see how you would have shot it differently. Get inspired by these ideas. Dog's barking. Pistol! Someone is probably walking by. What was I talking about? Something that I have that I use a lot is a Google Drive document where I write down all of my ideas. Whenever an idea pops in my head, no matter where I am, I'm able to just go in there and jot it down really quick. You know, maybe I was just at work and something funny happened there and it just sparked this idea in my head that, oh, you know what? That might be a cool video. And that's why I have it on a Google Drive document. So no matter where I am, I always have access to it. It also allows you to go back to it. Say you're in another rut where you can't really think of an idea, just go back to that document, read over all the past ideas that you had written down there and try to get some inspiration from that. Just go ahead, pick an idea there and think to yourself, all right, how can I turn this into a video? Pistol! I'm gonna have to see what she's doing. Pistol, you know you're loud, right? You know you're really loud. Yeah. You really want down. Okay. You can go down. You can go down. Oh, I'm all hairy. Another thing that you can do is get involved in these filmmaking communities, whether it be local or, you know, on the internet somewhere, but just get involved. This could be a club at school, this could be a Facebook group, this could be an internet forum somewhere, this could be a YouTube channel. Just find these communities of people that are all like-minded and they all just want to go out and make films just like you do. And surrounding yourself with people like these can help motivate you to try to push more and get better and make more films because you want to show them what you've been working on. And you want to see what they've been working on as well, so it goes both ways. Like I said, I struggle with this sort of thing all the time, but if there's anybody else that comes across this video and finds some sort of benefit in it, that's awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I want to make more videos like this in the future as I continue pursuing this filmmaking career, and as I continue making more films, more mistakes. I want to talk about everything that I learned through this process as I learn it. So consider subscribing if that sounds interesting to you, and I will see you in the next video.